The Beach Party is a pretty decent, rather fun Disney cartoon. This is a classic Disney cartoon from 1931, directed by Burt Gillett, and we have a brilliant voice cast including Walt Disney, Pinto Colvig, and Marcellite Garner. We also have a great cast of characters. This is obviously set at the beach where we have Mickey, Minnie, and Pluto. We also have Clarabelle Cow and Horace Horsecollar. And the first thing I want to mention is that I love the costumes. Whenever the characters are at the beach, they often wear different clothing. And it's always quite fun to see the characters out of their usual outfits. And they all look great, but in particular, Clarabelle and Horace look fabulous. I don't think I've ever called him Horace without saying horse collar after. It sounds a bit weird. But their outfits just look splendid. And it's generally just 6 or 7 minutes of fun at the beach. And there are various problems. I won't go into too much detail, but there's an octopus at one point, and Clarabelle starts choking on something at one point. So there are tiny little conflicts that need to have resolutions, but everything's resolved very quickly. They move on, they have more fun. Something else happens, it continues. And it's very well animated. There's a lot of detail. A lot of beach cartoons around this time and even after are just basic sands and water, and there's not a lot going on, but they have this picnic with all of these really detailed bits of food and various other things that they interact with, and props and apparatus. So it's actually very, very well animated. The waves in particular, I thought looked pretty great. The characters are on top form, they're enjoyable to watch. I'm not the biggest fan of Clarabelle Cow, but actually early Clarabelle, I don't mind her too much. And I certainly didn't mind her here. The only thing I didn't love, and it's such a minor thing, because most of the sound effects are brilliant. I think they're spot on, the timing's brilliant, they're realistic, love them. But I do not like the sound of Pluto's bark. It just sounds weird and a bit annoying, and thankfully it's not so abundant that it detracted from my otherwise enjoyment of the cartoon. But I did find that the sound effect for his bark was just maybe a little bit squeakier than I would have liked. I'm not sure if that's exactly the word I'm looking for, but there was just something about it that I didn't like. But other than that, it's good fun, it's entertaining, it's well animated, there's a great amount of detail. The sound effects are generally good, the music that goes with it is very jolly and jovial and works very well. The Beach Party is brilliant, even by today's standards. I mean, obviously, it's not as sharp and as crisp, but I'd say it's still pretty solid now. So for 1931, I can only imagine what it would have been like seeing this for the first time. Definitely, definitely a brilliant classic Mickey Mouse cartoon.